10 more essential questions home buyers have. Are you getting ready to buy a house? You still have lingering questions? Today I'm tackling more questions. There's lots of questions home buyers have before they make one of the biggest financial moves of your life. So stick around to the end because some of these answers could really make a difference in your financial journey and your home buying experience. Hi everyone, I'm Amy Clark with Cry Like Realtors, your go-to realtor for living in Memphis and the Mid-South. The home buying process can be overwhelming and you're not alone if you have questions. That's why I'm here to answer these questions for you. These are crucial questions you need to know before signing on that dotted line. If you find this video helpful, like and subscribe, tap the bell for notifications so you'll find all of my videos and you won't miss any future real estate insights. How much can I actually afford? Great question. Call your lender. I'm a realtor. I don't know how much you can afford. I don't do that. That's the lender's question. But I do have an answer. Okay. The higher your credit score, the lower your interest rate is going to be. Generally, it's 620 for a conventional loan. FHA loans are a little bit less. The best rates you're going to get, you're going to be in the 700 credit score range. So that's the first thing. But your debt to income ratio is exactly what they're talking about here. How much debt do you have and how much income do you have? It needs to be a little bit more than 50-50 and it can't be lower. Your income has to be higher than your debt. So DTI, the debt to income ratio, it factors in monthly expenses, it factors in child support, it factors in student loans, it factors in medical debt, it factors in how many people live in your house, how many people work in your house. So there's lots of debt to income ratio factors. So that's something to keep in mind. Get your debt down and your income up. Let's buy a house and talk to your lender. Okay, what's the difference between a pre-qualification and pre-approval? Now I know I've talked about this a little bit before, but I'll let you look at a house if you're pre-qualified. If you're pre-approved, I'll let you buy a house. So that's the difference. Pre-qualification, they do basic name, social security number, look at your credit score, make sure you have a job, that kind of thing. That's the pre-qualification process, and they'll give you a letter. So if the seller wants to make sure that you are qualified to buy this $5 million home, they want to see proof of that. So a pre-qualification letter or a pre-approval letter will let you in that house, let you see that house. So we don't want to waste a seller's time. We want to make sure that we have everything we need on our end up front so we don't waste our time, right? So if we have everything ready to go, then we are ready and we don't bother anybody else. All right, so a pre-approval gets much more detailed into exactly debt to income ratio, what you need to have. They're gonna want bank account information. They're gonna want, if you got a gift fund, if your mom gave you, your dad gave you money to buy a house, that's perfectly okay. It just needs to be all documented. So they're gonna make sure that they get all of those documentations and everything done to make sure that the lender is covered and they know that you are qualified to buy a house. They're going to cover their tracks because they don't want you to foreclose. They don't want to put you in something you can't afford. So that is the pre-approval process, and that gets you into buying your house. What are closing costs and how much should I budget for them? Okay, closing costs entail loan origination fees. This is what the lender charges to set up your mortgage. Title insurance and fees. Title insurance is for protecting your home ownership. So title insurance it's not the stuff you see on TV. The stuff you see on TV is home title lock, that kind of thing. Okay, this is title insurance. You buy it one time and it's the history of the home and the property from today going backwards in history. Okay, that's title insurance. You buy it one time. If this house is built in 1990 and a family bought it and they paid their mortgage off and then the bank went under and nobody knows the mortgage is paid off, that could be a huge problem. But with title insurance, we'll find those documents and cover the cost of that. and make sure that nobody else owns your home, you own your home. And somebody's great-granddaughter wasn't left this home to them in a will, things like that. So title insurance protects you from day one when you buy your house to history, from the day the groundbreaking ceremony started on this particular property. Okay, the home title lock insurance, that is not part of what realtors do. That's not part of what, this is a company that wants to monitor your title to see that your name is still on it, and that's what they do. So that's from today when you buy that title lock insurance to the future. That covers you in the future if someone tries to steal your house. Kind of like what they just did with Graceland here in town. Someone tried to, well, they went to court and they're in trouble, but they didn't steal Graceland. So they were able to get that taken care of. But yeah, so that is title insurance. And title insurance is taken care of in your loan paperwork and through the attorney when you buy your house. Okay, property taxes are also part of the loan thing. Depending on where you're buying property, taxes can be significantly higher or lower. Taxes are higher in Tennessee, Germantown, Collierville, Lakeland, Arlington, Bartlett, Memphis even. High property taxes. We are lower property taxes in Mississippi, in Marshall County, DeSoto County, Tate County, Panola County, these counties around here. On the west side in Arkansas, you're gonna have lower property taxes in the West Memphis area. I don't know the details of it, but I can find out. I can find out all exact details of property taxes. So you're also gonna be paying for your appraisal. That's in our area. A typical home appraisal can be $500 to $600. They're probably gonna go up or down depending on the size of the house, the location of the house. I mean, if a bank has to go, to Corinth, Mississippi, which is an hour and a half away from here, they may charge a little bit more, or they'll get a local lender from that area. But you always want an appraiser that's local, that knows your area. You don't want ever to have an appraiser come from a different area. That's why we use local lenders. They use local appraisers. We don't want someone from California coming over here to appraise our houses in the Tennessee and Mississippi area. Those appraisals probably could get a little crazy because our houses aren't nearly the cost that they are in California. Okay, escrow and prepaid items. So prepaid items and escrow, those are monies that go into a fund to make sure that the transaction goes along smoothly, and it's held by a third-party person. So that's what closing costs are. Now, lenders, I know I'm answering a lot of lender questions, but I'm not a lender. I'm not licensed lender. I don't know how to do any of these things. I know very little. I know enough to get myself in trouble about the lending process. And every time I do have a question about lending, I go straight to the lender, call them, talk to them, get all the details I need, give it straight to the buyer so that you know exactly what we're talking about and what's happening, what's going on in the lending world. How important is a home inspection? Well, it's one of the most important things for me to protect the buyer. It's extremely important. We want to know what the seller knows about the house and the property. We also want to know what an independent person will say about the property. So the home inspection can uncover some material defects or some latent defects. It could have hot wires where your wires aren't grounded, or it could have your hot water tank is at the end of its life. Your roof may be at the end of its life. What about the air conditioner or air conditioners? Are they at the end of their life? We want to know the answer to all of these questions. So that's why we have home inspections. They want to know, you want to know, what is this appliance? Does it work? Does it not work? That's basically what you're going to find out in your home inspection. So they're always good to have. They'll cost about $500 or less. About the time it takes to do a home inspection is going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of every 1,000 square feet will take an hour on a home inspection. 4,000 square foot house, about 4 hours to do the home inspection, and they'll go top to bottom. All right, that's always, it is important. It's not mandatory. It's up to the buyer. If you are comfortable, you're a handyman, you're fine. You are a builder even, builders buy houses. If you feel comfortable that you can deal with any problem that comes up in a house after you buy it, then absolutely don't get a home inspection. But if you are not comfortable, in the house, then you might want to get a home inspection to make sure that everything's in workable, livable conditions for you. I hope these questions are helping. It feels like some of them are little repeated, but that's okay. I answer these questions all the time, and so every time I answer the question, it's going to be a little different. So that's good. How long does the home buying process take? Well, it takes between 30 to 60 days in our area. It includes time to secure the financing, to complete all your inspections, and to navigate any negotiation period. So if you're buying with a mortgage, get your pre-approved beforehand. So get pre-approved beforehand so that you can speed up the process. So you can start looking at houses faster, and we can get you under contract faster. 30 to 60 days you could be in your house. And if you're buying with cash without a lender or without a mortgage company, you could be moving within 14 days. So I can get that done for you with the help of the attorneys and with the help of the lenders. What happens if my offer gets rejected? Well, it's okay. It does happen. Offers get rejected, but don't be discouraged. It happens every day. If your offer is rejected, you can renegotiate. You can write a new offer. You have me write a new offer with different terms. Maybe we don't ask for the same contingencies. Maybe we ask for different stuff. Sometimes the sellers choose another buyer for any number of reasons. Maybe a higher bid. Maybe they have fewer contingencies, or they have a quicker timeline, or they have an extended timeline. Sometimes you want to ask the seller, what do you need this buyer to bring to the table? Other than money, what will make the seller's life easier in the long run? What does the seller need that could help me get you into a house in a multiple offer situation? But it could also not get your offer rejected. It might put you at the top of the list for what's the best offer on the table. Working with an experienced agent will always help you negotiate and navigate this process much smoother, and they will guide you in the right direction. Ultimately, the decision on the offer, on the contingencies, and on the price of the home is the client's, is the buyer's. It is your decision. I will help you navigate these decisions and come to the best conclusion. However, it is your decision. I can't make these decisions for you. Should I waive contingencies in a bidding war? The fun answer is absolutely, yeah, don't have any contingencies. You'll always get that offer. No, my job is to make sure that the buyer is comfortable in buying the house. Even if you have contingencies, you have to get an appraisal, you have to get things from the bank, you have to have closing costs. I want you to be the most comfortable in your financial situation. I'm not gonna say, oh, we have to do this right now. This is how this is gonna happen. This is about you and your financial purpose in life. So waiving contingencies to win a bidding war, just to win a war, is well, frankly, it's up to the buyer. If the buyer wants to do that, I put my best foot forward and I do everything to make that happen for your buyer, for my buyer, our buyer. But you know, sometimes weighing all the pros and cons and giving away the world just to get into a house is not always the best option. I just don't always feel, and I wouldn't feel comfortable putting someone into a house with it waived an inspection and appraisals and everything just to make sure that they win a bidding war. But if that's the way you want to go, I'll help you do that too. I tend to be a little bit more conservative when it comes to protecting my buyers. I always want to protect the buyer to the best of my ability and the best that I can. What are the common pitfalls for first-time home buyers? Well, they include overextending your budget. I mean, that's a big one. If you want to be under contract or you want to buy a house, and here we go, we're buying a house. The best way to get you out of not buying a house is to buy a car, change your job, quit your job. These actions can affect your loan approval process, and you will not be financially secure enough to purchase a home. So please stay financially on purpose, on ready, on point when you're buying a house. Don't make any large decisions. Buying your house is the largest decision you're gonna make in this 30-day period. You can go buy that truck, buy the tractor, buy the refrigerator after closing, after the seller gets their money. Once the seller gets their money, you can go and be crazy, financially irresponsible, all you want. But while we are in the process of buying a house, let's not make any other giant financial decisions other than buying this house, especially buying stuff on credit. You can really affect your credit score. Now, the lender is going to pull your credit on a soft pull. It's just a little peek. Let's see what your credit looks like. They're going to pull it in the middle of the contract, in the middle of these 30 to 60 days. And they're also going to pull it the day before closing to make sure you didn't mess up your credit. So they are going to make sure you are staying on top of your credit the entire time we are going through this process. All right. We don't want you buying anything that your debt to income ratio has got to remain very stable during this period of time so that buying the house works out for you. If you have any questions for me along your home buying journey, just reach out to the comment, ask me questions. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions I can. And don't forget to like and subscribe for my real estate tips, and I'll give you some more advice. Well, thanks for watching Living in Memphis in the Mid-South on this More Questions and Answers Day. I'm Amy Clark, your Crowlike Realtor. Whether it's your first time buying or you're an experienced home buyer or you're an investor, I'll be more than happy to go along this journey with you. If you're ready to start your home buying journey, reach out anytime. I'm happy to help guide you through the process. See you next time. Happy house hunting, and let's make your Memphis dream a reality.